Oh my god, Sumit's parents just went off on Jenny. Guys, what is up? Max here, the Celeb Talk guy, and we just saw a bizarre episode of 90 Day Fiance, which I thought was going to be the season finale, but I guess I was wrong because it looks like we have more 90 Day Fiance the other way to come. But we have to talk about what just went down with Jenny and Sumit and his two parents, because I have probably never seen anything so bizarre and just unbelievably sad and embarrassing, mainly for Jenny, on this show before. So here is the scoop. Like I said, Jenny and Sumit, they were going to get married. This is just so stupid. They were going to have a ring ceremony for the 100th millionth time, and of course, guess what happened? Sumit met up with his younger brother and his new wife, and once Jenny told them that they did want to have a ring ceremony, they were pretty much just like, oh my god, this is huge news, which really, is it huge news? Jenny and Sumit, whether you love or hate them, they have been together for years, so is it really that surprising? But his brother and the new wife, they were very shocked, and they both told Sumit that you must tell our parents before you go, through and have this ring ceremony. But what does Sumit do? Sumit just tells them, okay, yeah, I'll give them a heads up, and then he walks away and he's like, I'm probably not going to call them. But what he ends up doing is he tells them to come over, and then he ends up telling Jenny that we must postpone the ring ceremony until we can speak with my parents, which obviously Jenny was like, oh my god, this is the millionth time that you are trying to postpone this ring ceremony. But one way or another, Sumit ended up convincing Jenny that it was a good idea, and his parents came over, and oh my god, I have never seen two people hate someone like his mom and dad hate Jenny. I am just at a loss of words, and if Jenny watched that live with us, I mean, if she is still with Sumit after watching that, I don't know if she's going to be able to stay with him, because that was just ugly. Basically what happened was they came over, and it was just right from the get-go, Sumit was like, let's just jump into this, because right from the start, his mom and dad were like, cut the crap, you need to just drop this whole thing and just come back with us. And Sumit was like, let's just jump right into this thing and talk about what's going on. And basically his mom and dad, mainly the mom, the dad was kind of quiet, but the mom was just screaming. Thankfully for Jenny, she didn't know the language, so she couldn't really translate. She didn't know what she was saying. She knew it wasn't good because she was pointing and she had a not very, happy stare, but Jenny knew something wasn't going right, and the mom was screaming, and she was just telling Sumit that Jenny's horrible, she's ruined your life, you now have gray hair because of Jenny, she looks old, she looks ugly, you aren't ever going to be able to have kids with her, Jenny has kids that are older than you, people come to me and your dad and say that, why is your son with this old woman, and the list just went on and on and on. I mean, I just can't even explain it. Even the dad said that Sumit, if you want to meet an American, there's a million other American women that are younger and better looking than Jenny, and they're just better than Jenny. Why don't you just meet one of them? And they just went on and on and on. I mean, literally, like I'm telling you guys, if I was Jenny and I just watched that, I'd be mortified. So I don't know how she's feeling. I don't know what happens with the two of these people. I do know Sumit did stand up for her. So, that's good, I guess. But I've just never seen anyone in my life hate someone like his mom hates Jenny. And honestly, like a lot of this stuff this season, it really did seem fake, but the hatred with the mom and the dad and Jenny does seem real. And Jenny was just sitting there all happy-go-lucky, kind of even smiling, and she was just sitting there like, nothing's really going on. And the mom was screaming and calling her names, and it was horrible. So it was just kind of sad to see, but like I said, Sumit did stand up for her, and then they just went head-to-head, and I mean, Sumit was crying, and he was grabbing onto his dad, and he was screaming, and eventually Jenny did pick up. She stormed out of the room, and she just said, I can't, divide this family like this. I need to just go back to America. And that was it. We got to see in a preview, though, for the next episode that Jenny kind of did try to kind of defend Sumit. She tried to kind of get in the middle. Obviously, there's a language barrier, though, so that's not really easy, but she tried to get in the middle. I don't really know if it worked. I think what's going to happen is probably Sumit will just say, okay, mom and dad, you are never going to accept this relationship. Me and Jenny are still going to get married, and there's nothing his parents can do. If they want to get married, they are adults. They're just going to have to get married. So yeah, I get it. Everyone wants, our family to, love you and whatnot. But hey, it's like, Sumit, your family, if you want Jenny, they're not going to really accept you. That is just it. End of story. Now moving on to the next couple. So Jenny and Sumit, I don't really know what to even think. Ugh. At this point, I feel like, hey, if Jenny and Sumit really love each other, get married, move on. Your parents will maybe come around to the idea, and if they don't come around to the idea, maybe they don't really truly love you with the good and bad. Maybe not. I don't know. But it's like, if you really do love Jenny, marry her. If not, move the heck on and forget about this, because this has just gone on way too long. But I have a hunch that Jenny and Sumit will find some will or a way to get married. But make sure to comment below what you guys think on Jenny and Sumit. But now moving on to the next couple, and that is Tim and Melisa. And after this last episode, I was crossing my fingers that they would not still be a couple, but oh my god, I was wrong. I just figured that Tim and Melisa would open up their minds and use their brains like a normal human being and realize that they have nothing in common. They really don't like each other. They are a horrible couple and they're constantly fighting. And now we just found out that Tim's kind of running low on money. He can't get a job in Colombia, supposedly. I have never lived in Colombia, but that has been a big story this whole season, that Tim can't get a job there. But it looked like he applied for like one job. Now, of course, TLC and 90 Day Fiance could have cut it out, but it really didn't look like he was trying that hard to get a job. And even Melisa was like, you haven't even really been here that long, and you really weren't trying to get a job for that long. What are you talking about? But Tim did go to Melisa and say, hey, I love you, girl, but I don't have much money. I think I need to go back to America, make some more money, and then come back. And his reasoning was like I just said. He can't get a job. He's been trying to get a job, and he just can't get one. And Melisa was furious. She was upset. She was just like, you haven't been here that long. You haven't really been trying to get a job. Why not try a little longer? Now, I do get it, though, if he, really needs money. I don't know how hard he's been trying to find a job. I don't know how long he's even been in Colombia. He could have been there for months and months and months for all we know. So, I mean, they made it seem like it was only like a month or so, but he could have been there for quite a while. So, yeah, that was just it. I kind of thought that after Tim did tell Melisa that he has to go back to America, she would have dumped him, or he would have dumped her. I thought she was going to dump him, though, but then she was just like, she didn't really dump him, but she didn't really say, I want to stay with him. She was kind of just like, let's still kind of try to make this work. It's not going to be easy, but we should just see where it goes, kind of. Like, it was really wishy-washy. I think Tim kind of took that as like a, we're still together, yay! But I think Melisa was kind of like juggling the idea of, let's see how this goes, but it's probably not going to go very well. So Tim and Melisa, they should have broken up. I can only imagine that they're going to break up, but my prediction with this couple has been wrong this whole season, so I could be wrong. But Tim and Melisa, Tim is going back to America, and we are going to have to see what in God's name happens with these two. Then there was Ari and Biniam and Ari's mom. Now we got to see Ari's mom go back to America. Ari's dad, he went back to America separately, but we did not see him go back. He had to go back for work, but her mom went back. Basically, she just told her that, hey, I'm concerned. I'm not happy for you. I want you and my new grandson to be raised, be in America. That was it. And yeah, she went back to America. It was sad to see. I actually kind of do like the mom, technically the grandma. She is growing on me, kind of. But anyway, Ari had a baptism with Biniam, and that has been the whole story this whole season, that the baptism was going to be such a horrible thing, and Biniam's family wanted the baby to get baptized, and Ari, who is in the Jewish faith, did not. And that was kind of the big drama. But they went through with the baptism. You could see Biniam was really happy. I like him. I know a lot of you guys don't, so comment below what you guys think, but I don't think he's a con artist. I don't think he's a liar. I just think the guy's a nice guy. Honestly, I think he is a hardworking, nice guy. That is it. So I was happy to see the baby get baptized for Biniam, and Ari was nervous at first. They went to a church. It was different, let me just say. And I was even raised in the Christian Catholic faith. somewhat, and I've been around it enough to say that was different. Now, nothing wrong with it, but the type of church they went to, it must be more of like an Ethiopian style church, I guess, because it was a different style baptism than I have ever seen. But hey, it's their custom, it's their culture. It was honestly cool to see different customs, like nothing wrong with it at all. It was cool to see. Ari was definitely out of place, which it was different and, out of the ordinary, so I get it. But she was kind of uncomfortable, out of her own comfort zone, and I totally understand. But after they had that church thing, they ended up having a baptism party, and then everyone was dancing, having a good time. And surprisingly, for like the first time this season, Ari was actually happy. And if you're wondering, well, what does that mean for this couple moving forward? I have no idea. All we got to see was that Ari and Binyam ended up going to some like national religious holiday in Ethiopia in the upcoming episode, and it was very crowded, a lot of people. Ari was starting to kind of maybe get a little claustrophobic, a little tight. She was starting to kind of get a little upset, and then she wanted to leave. And I read in the little preview for the next episode that she has to make a decision for her relationship. So my guess is she's uncomfortable, she's out of place in Ethiopia, and more than likely she's probably going to pack her bags and go back to America with her baby, and then maybe try to get Binyam to come over as somewhat of a visa type thing. Maybe. That is my guess. I just really do not see Ari staying in Ethiopia. I think the culture and everything is so different. She is so close with her mom and dad. There's no way she's going to stay. And then there was another awful couple, and that is Brittany and Yazan. I have been calling Jenny and Sumit Dumb and Dumber all season. Well, now we can call Brittany and Yazan Dumb and Dumber Part 2, because they're just as bad. And what went down was they got this translator guy to come in and translate between the two of them, which they should have done from the beginning of the season because they speak totally different languages. So this translator guy came in, and all of a sudden now Brittany's all nice and happy, and she was sitting there all calm. I don't know if that's because the translator was there or because her friend was there. I don't know why, but now all of a sudden Brittany, who used to be screaming and, hitting her phone and screaming and everything, now she's all calm and happy, and it was really kind of out of place for Brittany. But she was calm and normal, and the translator and, Yazan told the translator that, hey, basically, my family wants to disown me if I do stay with you. Once Brittany heard that from the translator, she was just like, oh my God, I don't want to split up this family. I don't know what to do. So she ended up deciding to meet with Yazan's younger brother, who idolizes Yazan and loves Yazan, and to kind of pick his brain to see where his family's really at. And that is when Yazan's brother told Brittany, once again through the translator, that pretty much if they do stay together, no one in their family is going to talk to Yazan. They're all going to disown him, and they could do some pretty horrific stuff to him if they actually do, stay together, and everyone just completely hates Yazan now. That was basically it. Once Brittany heard the news, she was boo-hoo, crying sad, and I sat on my couch and watched it, and honestly, you guys, you can call me rude, you can call me a horrible person, but I didn't care because I feel like Brittany is fake crying. I do not believe this for a split of a second. I might even kind of think that Yazan is lying, and I kind of even think that Yazan's brother is lying. Now, this could totally be true. Maybe Brittany wasn't even lying, but I just kind of feel like Brittany, she went on this show for her stupid rap career, and she also figured, I'm gonna make some money through cameos and doing Instagram shoutouts and that kind of stuff. So that's why she went on the show. She probably convinced Yazan to come on the show for the exact same reason, because Yazan, come to find out, he's also selling cameos and stuff. So he is making some money from this show too. And the brother, I mean, if he really does idolize Yazan like he says, if Yazan went to him and said, hey bro, you're gonna have to come on this show and put on a big fake, act and whatnot for the show, he probably was just cool with it, went along with it. So it's annoying to see. I don't really, have any empathy at all for Brittany or Yazan. I feel like this whole thing is just fake. People probably do hate Yazan for being with Brittany, maybe. But still, it's like, I'm sure Brittany all of a sudden is going to start crying and being all emotional. Why now? She's had all season to be all emotional. She knew what was going on. She had an idea that his family hated her. They probably didn't like him. We all knew what was going on. So I just think it was fake. It was really annoying, and yeah, not a fan of them at all. Then we saw Devin and Ji-hoon, and if Jenny and Sumit are Dumb and Dumber Part 1, Brittany and Yazin are Dumb and Dumber Part 2, Devin and Ji-hoon, I'm sorry, but they are Dumb and Dumber Part 3. They are, like Brittany and Yazin, fake. And honestly, with these two, I just feel bad. Now, I have heard enough of interviews and whatnot from Devin to know their relationship was god-awful. We got to see in the last episode that Devin's entire family came over to Korea. They're finally going to have this wedding. And I heard in an interview with someone, I don't know who Devin did it with, but we all know. She's in Utah. She's back in the States. They broke up. They're not together anymore. Devin moved on. She has a new man. We all know this. And Devin did go on someone's Instagram and did an interview. I don't know who, so don't quote me on this. I want to say it's maybe All About the Tea on Instagram, maybe, but I can't remember for sure. But she did a long interview, and she did say in the interview she was kind of being fake for the camera. So was Ji-hoon. You know, towards the end of our filming, we were really trying to kind of force some stuff and try to be happy just for filming. And it's so obvious. It's clear as day. They're not happy together. In my eyes, I feel like they're just completely miserable. So I'm watching this thinking, this is painful. This is so hard to watch because they're trying to act like they're all in love and happy and we're getting married again because they already were legally married in Korea, but we're having another wedding and it's like they're miserable. They're not happy. It sucked to see. Devin, I feel like, is just like losing it. I kind of honestly feel bad for her watching this. And even Ji-hoon, you can see he's sad. He's miserable. They don't want to be together. I do not think that they love each other at all. And I'm honestly just happy that Devin did go back to Utah. They have no business being together, but yes, they are going to have this wedding, and it looks like Devin was kind of complaining and not happy because it's just a flash. It's a real quick in and out type of wedding. You get married, you run through, and then about 30, 45, 60 minutes later, the wedding is done. So it looked like in the preview, Devin doesn't have a good time. I don't know what is going to be the kicker that actually, makes Devin and her two kids go back to Utah. I'm not really sure, but we all do know at some point they end up packing up and going back home. So it's tough to see. It's annoying to see this kind of a fakeness with these two. Not a big fan of it, but yeah, Devin and Ji-hoon, they have their stupid second wedding, and then obviously it doesn't work very well. And that was it from the last episode we just saw. Now you're probably wondering, well, what about Kenny and Armando? Yeah, we did not get to see them. I'm honestly really starting to kind of get mad with 90 Day Fiance. I love the show to death. You guys already know. But in my petty world, I'm kind of honestly getting mad because it's like, dude, when is this show going to be done? We now know that on December 6th, the new season of 90 Day Fiance, Please So Help Me God, is coming on. And I am just unbelievably through this world excited. But this other season of 90 Day Fiance The Other Way, my whole plan was this was going to be the season finale, and then next week we were going to see the tell-all where everyone would catch up and we could see what's going on with Jenny and Sumit and Ari and Binyam and the rest of the couples. But of course, come to find out, Kenny and Armando and some of the other couples, there's still more stuff that has to play out that we have not seen. It looks like Kenny and Armando, though, I think are going to get somewhat of an email from the human, rights thing in Mexico. And I believe, if I had to guess, they're going to get approved to get married. I could be wrong, I don't know for sure, but it really looks like they're still together on Instagram and whatnot, so likely they probably honestly might have already gotten married. But I could be totally 100% wrong, so definitely do not quote me on that. It just says that's kind of what it appears, but like I said, I really have no idea, just kind of making some speculation. So guys, 90 Day Fiance, oh my god, we are almost here to the season finale. I think there's gonna be a tell-all. I don't know how these dates really line up. I tried to kind of go on the TLC schedule of whatnot to see the next episodes, but it's like next week we have another episode of 90 Day Fiance The Other Way. That is definitely the finale, but when is the tell-all going to air? I don't know if it's going to air before the episode of the new season. I don't really know because the new season 90 Day Fiance is also going to air on Sunday night. So I don't know what to expect. I am just so ready for this tell-all. I want to see what is going on with all these couples, even though some of them, like Brittany and Yazan and Devin and Jihoon, they're just fake and annoying and I'm not their biggest fan. But anyway, you guys, 90 Day Fiance, I'm still excited, and I am so excited for this new season. Well, guys, thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please do me a little favor and hit that like button. Comment below your thoughts. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already subscribed, and y'all better stay tuned for many, many, many more videos.